Have you ever dreamed of growing your own bananas? What happens if you plant bananas in your garden? Discover the fascinating results of planting bananas. If you're a beginner in gardening but aspire to cultivate your own produce or create breathtaking floral displays, you're in the right place. So, join us as we explore the top 10 DIY gardening tips for gardeners of all levels, from newbie to experts. Even if you're a pro, stay tuned for the entire video. You might just discover something fresh. Number 10. Toilet paper rolls. Next time you're planting seeds, consider using something you're going to throw away anyway. The cardboard rolls that toilet paper and paper towels come on. Because the cardboard is compostable, these are much better than going through a bunch of plastic nursery pots. You don't even need to take the baby plants out of the rolls before planting them in the ground. The cardboard will break down naturally in your garden. Now, you don't have to worry about disrupting the root systems in your seedlings when transplanting them to your garden, and you will save money on nursery pots. Win-win. Number 9. Grow your own avocado tree. Next time you use an avocado, don't throw away the pit. You can use it to grow a new avocado tree. First, wash the pit with a little bit of dish soap to get all of the avocado flesh off of it. Next, leave wrapped in a paper towel in a cool, dry place until it dries. Then, you'll need to peel the skin off. This will help the pit root. Once your pit is washed, dried, and peeled, wrap it up in a damp paper towel and place in a Ziploc bag. Forget about it for a few weeks, and the next time you check on it, it should have partially split and you should see a root. If not, make sure your paper towel is still damp and check on it again in a few weeks. Once you have your rooted pit, piece it gently with toothpicks to create scaffolding. You'll be suspending the pit in a jar or glass of water, and you want the root to be submerged in the water, but not the actual pit. Make sure to change the water every few weeks, and when you need to replenish water, gently run it over the top of your pit. Eventually, you'll see a sprout from the top of your pit. Once you have a few leaves, you can plant it in soil in your garden or in a pot. Just leave the top bit of the pit exposed to the air. It will take a few years to harvest any fruit from these trees, but isn't it cool to create a houseplant out of a kitchen scrap? Number 8. Old spoons or forks. Don't waste your money on those expensive labels for your seedlings. It is important to keep track of which seedlings are which, but there is an easier way. If you have a box of old plastic silverware laying around, simply use a Sharpie and stick them in the soil. You can also use them to discourage animals from peeing and pooping in your garden. It definitely becomes much less of an attractive toilet spot when it's covered in stabby pieces of plastic. For a less conspicuous option, use clear silverware instead of white. Number 7. Coffee grounds and alternative watering liquids. If you find your plants looking a little sad, they may need a nutrition boost. Plants need magnesium, phosphorus, nitrogen, potassium, calcium, copper, and zinc to thrive. And not just your garden plants, your house plants as well. Used coffee grounds can be used to provide all of these nutrients to your compost, garden soil, or house plants. If you have a compost pile, grounds and coffee filters can be added directly to it. Keep in mind to balance it out well with brown composting ingredients, as the coffee grounds are technically green compost. You can also add small amounts of the grounds to your garden soil or houseplant soil. Just don't overdo it. It's pretty packed with nutrients, and you don't want to add too much nitrogen. You can also simply use watered-down brewed coffee to achieve the same effects. If you have an aquarium, you can also use water from the tank as a fertilizer. It helps promote bacterial growth and biodiversity in your soil. You can even use rice water and pasta water to introduce starches and amino acids. Who knew you could water your plants with so many things? Number 6. Eggshells. Eggshells are jam-packed with nutrients. There's a reason why farmers often feed eggshells back to their chickens. They're packed with calcium carbonate. Your garden and houseplants will also thank you for giving them extra calcium. Eggshells also help balance the pH of your soil. Of course, some plants do prefer a more acidic soil, so please don't add eggshells or eggshell water to all of them before doing a little research. Berry bushes, certain trees, and even some vegetables like acidic soil. To extract all of that goodness from the eggshells, you can soak eggshells in water or use leftover water from boiling eggs in their shells. The smell from the eggshell water will also deter deer and other animals from invading your garden. Number 5. Hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide has tons of uses, including many garden hacks. Have you ever dealt with a tough case of root rot? Root rot can happen when a plant is overwatered and the soil stays wet for too long. It literally causes the roots to, well, rot. If caught in time, root rot can be treated. First, remove your plant from the soil and discard it. Be sure to remove any dead roots. Healthy roots are white or light in color. Rotten roots are limp, slimy, and dark in color. Repot your plant with fresh soil and let the plant recover for about a week. After that, it'll be time to water your plant again. Don't use plain water. Try mixing 1 tablespoon of hydrogen peroxide for each cup of plain water and use that to water your plants. Because hydrogen peroxide is basically just water with each molecule containing an extra oxygen atom, using this solution will give your plant a boost of oxygen. This not only helps root rot, but also can treat fungal infections. No doubt you have a container of hydrogen peroxide somewhere in your home. Why not give this trick a try? Number 4. Propagate from citrus fruits. Just like you can grow an avocado tree from an avocado pit, you can also grow a lemon tree or a lime tree from seed. And despite popular opinion stating otherwise, you can do this with store-bought fruit. When you're done with your citrus fruit, make sure to save the seeds, soak them in a glass of water overnight, then lay them out on a damp paper towel. Next, cover them with another damp paper towel and leave them for a few days. Next time you check on them, some of them will have sprouted. At that point, you can place the seeds, root down, in a pot of soil and grow your own plants. Don't plant them too deep, and make sure to keep the soil damp and in a humid spot. Number 3. Watering tips. Even seasoned gardeners can sometimes over or underwater their plants by accident. There are some tricks that can simplify the process. Have you tried bottom-up watering? If you have a houseplant in a pot with good drainage, simply place it in a shallow dish of water and let your plant suck up as much water as it wants. After an hour or so, just remove it and plot the next plant in the bath. This is a foolproof way of making sure all of your plants have the exact right amount of water. This will also help discourage root rot. When you water your garden, a good method is to weight water. Give your garden a good soak, then wait a few minutes and then check the soil again. If it still looks dry, give it some more. This will help be sure the garden is well watered without turning it into a swamp. If you have houseplants that can't seem to be happy with any watering schedule, make sure to check the soil before watering. Place your finger about 2 knuckles deep into the soil and then pull it out. If the soil is dry and nothing clings to your skin, it needs water. If the soil feels damp and some soil clings to your skin, it's perfect. If it's soggy, it's too wet. But don't worry, we have a tip for that too. Did you know you can place an unused tampon in the soil, or a few if need be, and it'll soak up that extra water? It will look a little silly, but it could save your plant from root rot. Number 2. Endless lettuce and celery. If you are finishing off a head of celery or lettuce, don't throw away the stump. If you place it in a shallow dish with fresh water, it will start to regrow. You'll even see roots after a while. Make sure to keep the water fresh. Once there are established roots, you can plant it in a pot of soil and simply cut what you need off of the plant when you need it. Number 1. Bananas. Bananas are packed with potassium and phosphorus. Some people are planting whole bananas in their garden to enrich the soil. This seems to be a viral video gone awry, but they have the right idea. You just don't have to waste the fruit. When you have a few banana peels, soak them in water overnight. Then, strain the liquid and dilute it with fresh water until you have a liquid that's vaguely yellowish brown. Your plants will love this water. You can use it twice a month for extra nutrients. We hope you picked up a new trick or two from this list. Be sure to let us know if you have any tips for others, and if you try any of these, let us know how it goes. Thank you so much for watching.